Hi, this is Allison Gazicki, and today I'm going to be talking about Canvas and all of the unique features that it has to offer. I'm going to be sharing a few tips and tricks that I personally find helpful, and I hope that they'll help you too. Please don't hesitate to comment and let me know if you have any questions. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you. So, to begin learning about Canvas and all of the great features that make it so helpful, we're just going to go ahead and go to uky.edu/canvas. I'm sure we've all been to this site at some time or another. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. So here we are in the dashboard now. Again, this is something that we should all be pretty familiar with, especially as an online class. And it just shows a quick view of all of my classes here in color-coded. And then over here on the right, you have your to-do list, and this has both announcements and assignment due dates, as well as exam reminders. So these are all organized as what is due first or what is most recent. So of course this announcement was done on the 18th, so it's at the very top. Whereas down here, this isn't due until March 1st, so it's at the bottom. Then down here, of course, I can see recent feedback for all of my assignments that I've recently submitted or that have been recently graded. And that's a good way to just, keep track of how I'm doing in my classes. And of course, if I wanted to see more of either of those things, I can just click Show All or View Grades, and that'll just give me a more generalized idea instead of just this quick snapshot. So going back up here, first we're going to look at my account. Now, if I wanted to, I can change my settings and things like this, what I come across as, and if I wanted to register other things to go along with my Canvas. I can also go to my notification settings, and these are very important and very useful. So right now I have my things set to notify me right away. So if I get an announcement from a professor or an assignment, a new assignment to do, then it sends it to me right away. And that's for most of my things here, and you can see on the right here what I have set to which. So announcements, they send that to me right away. Same with gradings and invitations. But submission comments and course content and things of that nature, they just send it to me once a day. Over here, some things I only get sent once a week. So due dates and things like that, I'm just reminded weekly of what's upcoming for that week. And then some things I don't get notified at all. For example, announcements that I've created. Of course, I don't need to be notified about that. So that's something that they don't send me anything. And of course, these are all customizable. I can just edit my notification preferences and change this to however I feel most comfortable. And it gets very detailed the way it breaks it down, conversations, discussions, scheduling, etc. So this is a good way to keep on top of things. If you check your email more than your Canvas, then it's something that you can use to be notified and be reminded of things even when you're not at your computer. If you're just checking your phone and checking your email, it's something that can keep you on top of things. So moving on from the Account tab, of course I can just go onto my courses. And this is just if I want to see any of my specific classes up close. So clicking on one of my courses will take me to the home page of any one of them. Of course, I'm sure we're all familiar with this, as this is the class we're in. And this just is a quick summary of the course. And of course, if I would like, I can go to modules and assignments, etc. Moving on to the Groups tab. This is just a helpful way if you are assigned to a group project or something of that nature in class. then this is a good way to keep track of your group members and communicate with them if you don't want to do a group me or something like that. So I recently had a debate group and we spoke a lot in this. So one of my classmates made an announcement and we all just kind of spoke and planned our debate within this page. And it was very helpful because it was a good way to keep everything in one place. We all knew where to find it, and it was already on the computer, so there was no hassle with it being on our phones and the submission from there and all the things like that. And if I wanted to know who was in my debate group, of course, here are my classmates and then my professor. So it's all just here, easily organized for if I needed to access that for some reason. Next is my personal favorite, the calendar tab. I personally don't like to carry around a planner or agenda for my classes just because I often forget to write things down in it and I forget to check it, and it's just a bit of a hassle. But I actually use this feature on Canvas pretty often. And as you can see, I'm on the agenda tab here. And this just has a quick tab view of everything coming up in the next few weeks. Of course, I have these that are due at 11:59 p.m. today. And if I like, I can click this and it'll give me a few more details, which is extremely helpful if I don't quite remember what the assignment is about or if I've done it or anything like that. And they're also color coded. So the green is for 315, of course, and then the red is for my internship class, and so on. If you like, you don't have to use this linear model. You can go to the month, which looks more like a real calendar that you might have on your desk or something like that. And what's really helpful is that you can see what you've already done by crossing these things out. And the way you cross them out is on the dashboard, on that to-do list on the right, you just close it out, and when you do that, it crosses this out for you. So I've already done that, and so I know I don't have to worry about these things. But for example, these are not crossed out because I'm still doing them. So that's just a helpful way to keep track of what I need to do. And I use it just like you would use a planner, except I don't have to actually buy a physical planner, and this is already here for me and it's already all set up, and I don't have to remember to write anything down. Moving on to the inbox tab, I know I have a lot of unread messages, but this is actually a really helpful tool if you would like to speak to a professor or ask questions or ask your classmates questions, or even just talk casually. So most of my messages in here are from professors just reminding me about class being canceled or class being online or something like that. Most announcements and things like that, they'll come here as well. If I would like to reply to any of these things, it brings me to this page. And if I wanted to add anyone else to this, I could. There's me. And I can just write whatever I want here. And I could send that if I wanted to. You can also add any attachments you like, or any video or audio comments. So here's a picture of a kitten, and I can just pop that in there, and then my recipients will get this picture. So that can be very helpful for things, class related, assignment related, projects. This is obviously very helpful for a lot of reasons. And you don't just have to do that as a reply, you can compose your own message. And what I like here is that you don't really have to know the name of the person you're trying to talk to. Say I didn't know our professor's name. I would just go here to 315, and then I just click this little contact book here. So she's a teacher. So I click this, and there she is. And now I know who I'm sending my message to. And it's just the same thing, you know, I can add whatever attachment or media I like. Lastly, if you're confused about any of the features or how to use them, you can always go onto the help section, which has a whole lot of different things that you can use to help you. And these two are probably the most helpful in the moment. So you can either call this number, or if you're like me and you don't like calling, then you can go on here onto Canvas support and you can just chat with someone. And it's very helpful and they're very nice. So it's great if you're confused or if something isn't working, because we all know that sometimes there are technical difficulties and you can ask for help with that here as well. Alright, well, I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, I hope that this video was helpful for you and that you learned some things along the way. If you have any questions, then please comment and let me know, and have a good afternoon.